Everyone's heard the famous Don't Stop Believing song or the all-time Take On Me by a-ha, but have you ever wondered how does all of this music sound so good? And no, it's not just a coincidence, all of these classic songs, not all of them of course, use this thing called the chord progression. What is it? The chord progression is a set of 4 chords, but what are chords? Well, the chords are composed of the different tones, so let's just use the most simple ones, the chords that use 3 notes. So what does this all have to do with songs? All of these popular songs usually need 4 chords to function. Okay, but now the songs could just use any 4 chords to function, right? Wrong. All of the popular songs usually follow the specific chord progression. As with tones, in the music theory, the chords are placed into the specific order. To make it simple, on the keyboard, you can play different tones behind each other. So now if you take that tone as the starting tone of the chord and add 2 more tones, you get a chord. By that logic, with each consecutive tone, you can play each consecutive chord. Depending on where you played your first chord, that chord is going to be your first chord in that scale. So now if you play all the chords of that scale, all of these will follow with the numbers, so the second chord will be the second one, the third one will be the third one, and so on. The specific chord progression played in the popular songs is a 1-5-4-6 chord progression. That means that basically if you play the 1-5-4-6 in a C scale, the first chord will be a C major chord because the tone C is the first tone in that scale. Then the 5th chord would be a G major chord because the G is the 5th tone in that scale, and so on. But the songs don't all use the same scale, right? Yes, because the 1-5-4-6 chord progression can be assigned to any scale. Remember, the C major is the first chord in the C scale because the first tone there is a C? Well, what about the G major scale? Well, in that case, the scale starts with a G tone, so does the chord, so the G major chord would be the first chord in that scale. So the progression for the G major scale would be a G major, D major, E minor, and a C minor. And a C major. So basically they all still follow the same 1-5-4-6 chord progression. You might have spotted that I said minor for the 3rd chord in the progression multiple times. It's because the popular song progression you hear every day, so 1-5-4-6, uses the 4th chord as the minor. How does this apply to music, you ask? Exactly what I just explained. Let's just use the Don't Stop Believing by Journey for example. This song is in an E major scale, so it starts with the tone E. So all the tones of the scale would be an E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. Oh, also, the sharps you have to learn by head, but right now they aren't really that much important, just imagine them as the normal tones. If we take the chord progression, so 1-5-4-6, and take the 1st, 5th, 4th, and the 6th tone of this scale and build an E major, B major, C sharp minor, and A major chord, we'll get the same chord progression as the other songs use. This is basically how the majority of the songs are made, but the chord progression can vary. For example, they could switch the progression to 1-6-4-5 or 1-5-6-4, but the general chords are always the same, so first, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th chord of the scale. So yeah, this is how the music sounds so good. Next time you listen... Next time you listen to a classic, listen closely and take a look if you can hear the 4 chords always repeating themselves. Have a great one!